being here. Joining me here, obviously, Lieutenant Governor Rutherford. We have our Transportation Secretary, Pete Ron, and Chief Legislative Officer, Chris Shank. When I ran for governor, I promised that if elected, we would take immediate steps to address our state's transportation infrastructure. After 8 years of neglect and mismanagement, and after $1 billion had been improperly siphoned from the Transportation Trust Fund, we had crumbling roads and bridges and the second worst traffic congestion in the nation. We took action immediately, doing exactly what we said we would do. We are finally moving forward on the top priority transportation projects in nearly every single jurisdiction all across the state. We inherited 65 structurally deficient bridges, and we are fixing every single one of them. This is much needed progress that the overwhelming majority of Marylanders strongly support. Unfortunately, during the previous session, the legislature passed a horrible bill which was drafted in secret, in back rooms, by lobbyists and special interest groups. They rammed it through without hearings or any public input. It was voted on with no study and very little debate. Most legislators had no idea what they were voting on, or why, or what the draconian consequences of it would be. They weren't told who drafted it, but they were told to vote for it and to not ask any questions. I immediately vetoed this misguided legislation, which will literally kill more than 90% of the majority of the major priority transportation projects in every single jurisdiction all across the state. These are the most desperately needed transportation projects in the state. They are strongly supported by every single local government, and more importantly, by the overwhelming majority of Marylanders. Because of an ill-informed, wildly misguided, and totally irresponsible veto override, this catastrophic roadkill bill is now law. The only good news is that legislators, just last week for the second time, have moved to delay the implementation of this terrible roadkill bill. It seems that even the majority of them now realize that this bill was a horrible mistake. Today, I am here to announce that we will submit emergency legislation for our top priority, which is to push for the full and immediate repeal of this disastrous legislation, which, if not repealed, will absolutely be responsible for the elimination of nearly all of the most important transportation priorities in every single jurisdiction all across the state. It will wreak havoc on the entire transportation system and usurp important authority away from local governments and away from the executive branch of state government, giving the authority instead to lobbyists and special interest groups. If this legislation is not repealed, only 7 of the 73 highest priority projects in Maryland will be able to move forward or to receive any funding. Just to be clear, if this law is not immediately repealed, 66 of the highest priority transportation projects all across the state will immediately be terminated, period. If this legislation is not repealed, nearly $1 billion in much needed transportation improvements will be lost, period. If this law is not immediately repealed, the vast majority of jurisdictions all across our state would immediately lose their priority projects. And only 4 counties in the entire state would be able to receive any funding whatsoever, but even those counties lose most of their top priority projects. I'm not going to be able to go through every one of those projects here this morning that this legislative action and or inaction will cause to be eliminated. But here are just a few examples of the critical projects that will die if this bill is not repealed. In Anne Arundel County, the home of House Speaker Mike Bush, who says he will not repeal this bill. He and his Anne Arundel County colleagues, Senator Ed Grange and Delegate Pam Vidal, who are the prime sponsors in the House and the Senate, of this roadkill bill, they will be personally and directly responsible for wiping out all of their home county's most important projects, including upgrades to Maryland Route 3 and improvements to Maryland Route 175. They will be responsible for killing the improvements to Route 198. They will be signing the death warrant for upgrades to the Seven River Bridge on Maryland Route 50, and they will eliminate the funding to widen Maryland Route 295. Senate President Mike Miller, who says that he won't repeal the bill, will have to explain to his constituents in Calvert County why he killed the Thomas Johnson Bridge replacement project in Solomon's Island and why he opposed the much-needed funding to widen Maryland Route 24. In Baltimore County, where the county executive says that he strongly supports the roadkill bill, if it is not repealed, his county will lose every single priority project in the entire county. His efforts will help to eliminate the I-795 interchange project at Dallfield Boulevard, all the I-695 widening projects from I-83 to I-95, and from I-95 to Maryland Route 122. Baltimore County will lose the funding to widen Maryland Route 140, and the important I-70 and I-695 triple bridges study will be killed. In Prince George's County, only one state senator, Anthony Muse, had the courage to stand up for his county taxpayers by voting against the veto override. But the Prince George's County executive and the rest of the county delegation all supported the roadkill bill, which will devastate their county. If this bill is not immediately repealed, Prince George's County will immediately lose all of the upgrades and improvements to Maryland Route 5, the improvements to US Route 1 from the Capitol Beltway to north of Merkirk Road, which would all be eliminated. If this bill is not repealed, Prince George's County will lose all of the improvements to US Route 50, all the way from the DC line to Maryland 704, along with many, many other projects. Even though the Carroll County delegation voted unanimously against this terrible bill, their citizens in Carroll County will still suffer because if the bill is not repealed, they will lose their critical funding to improve and widen Maryland Route 32 and the Maryland Route 30, Maryland Route 26, and Maryland Route 140 projects will all be killed. In Howard County, all the funding to improve US Route 1 will be eliminated. The critically important projects to widen Maryland Route 32, US Route 29, and to relieve the congestion along I-270 will all be eliminated. Montgomery County legislators voted to kill many of their own top priorities. If this legislation is not immediately repealed, our critical improvements to I-270, which is the most congested road in Maryland, will be immediately canceled. The new interchange at I-270 and Watkins Mill Road, which is vital, will be eliminated. All of the important improvements to I-495, Maryland Route 97, and US Route 29 will also be killed. In Frederick County, Republican legislators all voted against this roadkill bill, but their Democratic colleagues will have to explain to their constituents why they voted to kill the desperately needed widening projects on Maryland Route 85 They will be responsible for killing the improvements to Maryland Route 180 and Maryland Route 351. All of the improvements to US 15 will be immediately stopped, and the very important I-70 widening project will be completely dead. The Baltimore City delegation voted unanimously for the roadkill legislation. Their action eliminates funding for the Green Line extension to Morgan State and the Bayview Martin project to Shot Tower Metro. I could go on and on all day, but I think you get the idea. We will provide you with a complete list of the 66 priority projects which this legislation mandates and requires to be terminated. We have tried to give you just a sampling of the absolute devastation that will occur if this horrific roadkill bill is not immediately repealed. We simply cannot and we will not allow misguided and misinformed partisan legislators and special interest groups to eliminate all of these desperately needed transportation projects in every single jurisdiction all across our state. For more than 3 decades, Maryland has had the same transportation system in place. It is both transparent and effective, and it has worked flawlessly for decades. There was no reason whatsoever to throw it out and to replace it with a special interest bill that effectively destroys our state transportation system. This was simply partisan politics at its absolute worst. The repercussions of this law are quite simply disastrous for our state. And I can assure you that on behalf of our citizens, I will not stop fighting until this catastrophic bill is repealed. Thank you.